Okay everybody, so another day in beautiful Lviv, and now I'm on Prospect Svobody, which is the main street in Lviv. And here we have a statue to Taras Shevchenko, so he's the most famous Ukrainian poet. And next to him we got some giant creepy surfboard type thing, can't quite remember the name. And if we look behind me, we got the Grand Hotel. Very nice 5-star hotel that's going to cost you $100 plus to stay in this place. And here we have the Lviv rapid transport system. Not very rapid actually, but it's very cheap. So here everybody, we've got Hotel Vienna. So I spent quite a few nights in this place. It's a bit old inside, but it's priced pretty well and it's in a perfect location. Okay everybody, so behind me we got one of the main nightclubs in town, which is called Fashion Club. So I've got many memories of this place over the years. And on a Thursday night, it used to be a ladies' night years ago, so the women used to get in for free, and that resulted in there being something like, I don't know, 80% women, so it was magical. But these days it's a little bit different, but still not bad. So here we got City Market, which is a 24-hour shop. Now if you're looking for a fight, this is a good place to go. You can just go in here, buy some vodka, stand outside, and then just wait. Okay, so over there we have the Sobor Latin Cathedral. And this little church next door is called the Boehm Chapel, under reconstruction at the moment, or renovation. Now guys, there's a cafe behind me, the one with the statue outside, and it's called Cafe Masoch. Now the reason it's called Masoch, because the creator of masochism was actually a Lviv man. So yeah, this is a very famous cafe. So basically what happens if you go inside there is the waitresses are they're dressed up in kinky gear, and they pull out their whip and they spank you, they whip you, men and women. So it's a serious thing, it's very painful. So if you get whipped by a strong woman in there, you're gonna have a sore back for days. And I met one of my ex-girlfriends in Masoch, so yeah, it's a bit of a crazy night. Now, as well as coffee, Lviv is also quite famous for chocolate. So we got some big chocolate shop here. I think they've got a cafe inside there too. I've never been in there actually, because I don't eat chocolate. Now you have to be very careful in Lviv in winter time sometimes, because when the temperature gets above freezing, you get the ice falling from the buildings, and I just saw a big chunk of ice drop off one of the buildings and narrowly avoid some girl. Now here everybody, we've got probably my favorite church in the whole of Lviv, and it's the Bernardine Monastery. Very imposing and beautiful building. We're around the back of the monastery now. Now this building is a well, but it looks like it's under construction. Oh well. And here we have the walls of the Lviv Arsenal. Okay guys, so I'm now outside one of the most famous restaurants in Lviv called Meat and Justice. Now the reason it's called Meat and Justice is because they've got a lot of kind of torture stuff in here. They've got an Iron Maiden inside, a cage, where you can put your girlfriend in there, lock the door, then lower her down into the basement. And outside we can see we've got that stretchy thing from medieval times. So, you know, if you'd like to make your boyfriend taller perhaps, and you can stick him on the rack here. And here we have a shuttle service for Meat and Justice restaurant. So you can borrow this at any time, and then you can pick up your wife, stick her in the back in the cage, and bring her here. So guys, onwards we go. It's getting a bit colder now as daylight fades. There's forecasted to be quite a lot of snow in the next few days. Gonna keep on walking. Now over here, got a very nice coffee shop, Lvivska manufacturer Cafe. So it's a big coffee shop where they make the coffee inside. And here we have the monument to Danilo Halitsky, famous historical character in Ukraine. Okay, so I'm back on Prospect Svobody now, and across the other side of the street there we got the Hotel George. So a very beautiful old building in a prime location in the center of Lviv. It could do with a lick of paint and some modernization inside, but the prices are pretty reasonable. And the breakfast is very good as well. So this street going down here is called Prospect Shevchenko, so let's go and have a look. And I like this street. I like it better than the main street because it's quieter and we got these big wide pavements, so you're not crashing into people all the time. And you can sit in the middle of the street there on the benches. And here we have Lev Oceanarium. So I haven't been inside, it's not my thing, but might be of interest to some of you. And here we have Puzzata Hatta, the famous Ukrainian buffet restaurant. And this place isn't for me, but if you have a strong stomach, then you might like it. Now we got some big state building here. I can't quite remember what it is, but when the war kicked off in Ukraine in 2014, some people firebombed this place, as I remember. Now, on the other side of the street there, where you see that big yellow awning, that's one of the most popular cafes in Lviv. It's particularly popular for dessert, so women like this place very much, and it has very good coffee, I must say. Over there is a very nice hotel called Hotel Atlas Deluxe. And coming around the corner here, got a little square. This bloke in the chair, I can't quite remember who he is. Mikhail Grushevsky. Whoever he is. Okay everybody, so we're coming into what is probably one of my favorite streets in the whole of Lviv. Got a beautiful Catholic church up there. And again, we've got these big wide pavements. Now there's been a lot of change in the center of Lviv over the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years or something like that. But when you step outside of the center a bit, it just looks the same as it always has. Okay, and to the other side of Mr. Grushevsky here, we've got the Cinema Jazz restaurant. So it's a restaurant and they play jazz music, obviously. Now jazz music, I have to be honest, it's not my thing. It's a little bit too slow for me, but sometimes. So presumably they've got a cinema in there, but I've been in there maybe once or twice and I haven't seen any cinema. Maybe they got a screen or something in there. So everybody, as you can see, it's very calm here in Lviv, despite the threat of imminent invasion by Russia. I mean, I don't think Ukrainian people watch the news that much, to be honest. Not as much as Western people do anyway, so they're too busy, you know, trying to survive and getting on with their daily lives. I think the people who are most freaking out is, the Westerners. I'm getting messages from people saying, is it safe in Lviv, invasion's imminent and all this kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, I could not give a rat's ass. So if something does happen, I'm not saying, you know, there's no chance of anything happening, but if something does happen, then I'm close to the Polish border. I'm just going to get on a bus, you know, pack my suitcases, get on a bus and get across the border, and that's it. Okay everybody, so there we have the Adam Miskovic statue. Now this was a Polish poet, so just to remind you that Lviv was partly built by the Polish and also by the Austro-Hungarians. And also, here's another one of the apartment buildings that Tool Travels has lived in. I had a great view when I was living here. Okay, now here we have Split Club, which is a huge place. And inside there you've got a casino, I believe, a strip club, restaurant, lounge bar, all sorts of stuff. It's very fancy. And next to it over there we have a very fancy cafe. Now, I haven't actually been inside, it's not my style, it's a bit of a grandma's place. Good afternoon everybody, and it's another day in Lviv in Ukraine. Now, I'm outside Ivano-Franka University. Behind me we have the main man himself, Ivano-Franka. Then in front of me we've got the beautiful Ivano-Franka University, which dates back to 1661. So check that out. Absolutely magnificent building. I think it's had a renovation job recently. It's looking very fresh. So as you can see, there's been a lot of snow since my last video. And it's going to be getting very cold here in Lviv. I think tonight the mercury is going to go down to minus 17 degrees, which is pretty nippy. Now, the coldest I've been in Ukraine is in the winter of 2012. It was an exceptionally cold winter across Europe. And I remember walking out of my apartment and looking at the temperatures, minus 28. So it was very, very cold. But, you know, 1 year ago I was in Novosibirsk when it was minus 42. So check these guys out, working very hard, the Bolt drivers, riding their bikes in this weather. Wow, I hope they're getting a good tip. So last night I was coming out of the disco about 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's absolutely beautiful. It was snowing like this, and I thought to myself, how lucky I am to spend time in this magnificent, magical city. So everybody, now I'm in Ivano-Franka Park, which is one of the bigger parks in the center of Lviv. Absolutely lovely today. Wow, look at this, lots of kids here having fun in the park, sledging. I wonder if I ask one of those children nicely, they'll let me have a go on their sledge. Well, watch out, watch out! Wow, she's going fast. Somebody's obviously neglected to tell these children that there's a war coming in Ukraine. They should go home immediately. Okay everybody, now I'm outside the magnificent Potosky Palace. Now, one of the coolest things about Lviv is that on a Sunday they stop almost all traffic in the center of the city. So if you look around, the streets are mostly empty, a taxi here and there, but you can just walk around to your heart's content. So guys, the snow is very heavy at the moment. I'm just heading back into Plusharenok. I'm back in Plusharenok, And the reason I came here is because I want to get up to the top of the clock tower. But I'm not sure it's open today because it's Sunday. Now, years and years ago, I was living right here in Plusharenok, and I used to go up this clock tower every day for exercise. Then the security guy said he can't let me up for free every day anymore, so he started charging me, so that was the end of that. So yeah, entrance here. This is a town hall building, by the way. So let's see if I can get in. Oh, hello, this is nice. Looks like I might be in luck. Oh, I'm tired already. Здравствуйте. Kata? No. Jakie? I just paid 50 grivnas there. In the old days it was something like 20. I think the last time I was up here was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I was a bit fitter then. Okay, it's getting a lot steeper now. Whew. I think I'm almost there. I think it's the clock mechanism. Onwards and upwards. Okay, yeah, I remember this spiral staircase is the last bit. Oh, fuck. Oh, it stopped snowing, everybody. But look at that. What a beautiful view. Dominican church down there that I showed you before. It's a little bit Soviet in that direction. As you get out of the centre, it starts to look like any other city in the former Soviet Union. Got a chimney here. Fantastic. Quite a lot of people out today. So yeah, here's a photo I took when I was up here in about 2012, I think. So you can see I was looking a bit younger there. So if you look in the distance there, it's one of the landmarks of the city. It's called Wysoki Zamek, which means high castle, where that antenna is. And if you look to the right of the antenna, there's a higher part with a flag on top. So that gives very good views of the city. But unfortunately there's no castle really up there, just a wall and that's it these days. Okay everybody, I'm back in the main square now, and there's a famous restaurant, pub over here called Kryivka. Now the reason this restaurant is famous is because you need to know a secret password to get in. So you'll go and knock on the door, then a little hatch opens and the Ukrainian guy with a gun says, what's the password and do you have any Russians with you? Now I can't tell you the password because it's secret. So I was with my friend here many years ago, and we wanted something to eat, so we went into the basement of this place. And I was sitting down at the table, and I see something out the corner of my eye, and then I see a rat run inside a hole in the skirting board. And its eyes looking at me, shiny eyes. So I went to the waiter and I said, look, you've got a rat in here. And he says, oh, don't worry, his name's Igor. Now everybody, in summertime, this is a cafe. It's called Cafe Diana. And it's a wonderful place to sit in the summer. You can have a beer and watch the world go by. Now, one of my subscribers told me they'd like me to film Lviv coffee manufacture. So this is for you. They made me put on a face nappy. So a lot of people queuing up to buy coffee here. Very nice smell. I can smell it even with my COVID affected sense of smell. Okay, stuff the mask. So we've got lots of coffee and alcohol and chocolate and stuff like that. I haven't sent a postcard for many, many years. Some traditional Ukrainian clothing. And out here we have a kind of bar inside a greenhouse. Pretty cool. Hello. Okay, going down into the basement now. Okay, that was a bit stressful and claustrophobic. Down in the basement there's a labyrinth of rooms. It's a bar, and there's lots of secret rooms, and years ago I used to go down into these secret rooms. I'd open the door and my Italian friend from Lviv, he was there with some girl. So as you can see today everybody, it's a state of sheer panic in Plusharenok, Lviv. They're waiting for the Ruskies to invade. When you're in Lviv, you can go for a horse-ridden carriage ride. When you see these things going around Lviv, it really feels like Victorian England or something. Poor nasty niff. coming from these two. Wow, check this out everybody. I think this is literally the worst taxi I've ever seen in Ukraine. I mean, this guy will take you anywhere in Lviv for $1, I think. Alright everybody, I'm now in a place called Kriva Lipa, which is a kind of courtyard with lots of restaurants and bars. Now we're quite near the university here, so a lot of these places are on the cheap side. And you get a lot of young people here hanging around in the day and also at night time. Alright everybody, so you can see after the snowstorm it's absolutely beautiful and sunny. So I'm going to leave you now, and I hope you enjoyed this video, so stay tuned for the next one, because like I said, we've got so much more to explore here. So bye for now, take care.